Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. In today's video I will be showing you how to make this top. As you can see, this is a very simple tutorial. It's just one row repeat for this top. First we're going to work on the backups, and then we're going to put everything together to make it one piece. Now if you find this tutorial useful, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, hit the notification button, and leave a comment, so anytime I upload a new video you will be notified. In this tutorial I'm going to show you how you can make your top big, and if you want this top into any size you want to make it long in this video, I will let you know. For this top I use Alice, and you can use any yarn of your choice. You can use the recommended hook for your yarn. So now let's get started. These are the equipment we'll be needing. We need a tapestry needle, and I'm using a 3.5mm crochet hook. Like I said, you can use the recommended hook for your yarn. I am using Alice. In this video I'll be doing the top in size small and medium. Now, depends on the size you wear, is going to require the amount of yarn you'll be needing. I'll be going in with one skein of this Alice. So now let's start. With my 3.5mm crochet hook, make a slip knot and then chain 15. This amount of stitches is the measurement from my underbust area to the nipple of my breast. Okay, I have 15 stitches with me here. Yarn over. We are going to start working into the second chain from hook. Make a double crochet into the second chain from hook. And where you just make that stitch, go in with a stitch marker. This is for us to know where we're going to end this round, because we'll be working the backup around and around. So putting your stitch marker here will let you know where you're going to stop working. And then you're going to yarn over into the next stitch, go in with a double crochet. So you're going to work one double crochet into every stitch around until you have one stitch remain, and that will meet you back at the end. Okay, this is what I have got. I have one stitch remain. Into that stitch we are going in with 4 double crochet into the same stitch. So we are making an increase at this point. You have 4 stitches. You're going to chain 1 again into that same spot. We will just make an increase, go in with 4 double crochet. So we have another 4 stitches. Now at the center where you just chain your 1, go in with a stitch marker. This is the point where we'll be making an increase. So you're going to pull through that tail of yarn you have to tighten up that area. We are going to walk over this remaining yarn. Now this is our 4 stitches. As you can see, there is a stitch next to it. That is where we are going to start working. Go close to that seat and then start working your next double crochet to that point. So now we're going to work 1 double crochet into every stitch until I reach the ending, and I'll meet you at the end. Make sure you don't skip a stitch. Alright, here we are. It remains one stitch. As you can see, the stitch marker there. So now we're going to work into that stitch. Remove your stitch marker and then put your last double crochet into that spot where our stitch marker is coming from. This is the first round for our bra cup. You're going to chain one. It does not count as a stitch. Turn your work, skip that chain one into the next stitch, the first stitch, go in with a double crochet. You're going to work one double crochet into every stitch you have until you have one stitch next to your chain, your stitch marker, and I'll meet you back at the end to show you what to do. So work into every stitch until you have one stitch next to your stitch marker, and I'll meet you back. Okay, here we are. We have one stitch before we reach our stitch marker. We're going to make an increase into that stitch. Go in with 4 double crochet. So our first round and our second round, this is the increase we are giving into this stitch next to our stitch marker. 4 double crochet into the same stitch. Alright, now at the center where our chain is from, go in with 1 double crochet, chain 1 into that same stitch, that space, go in with 1 double crochet. Don't forget to put your stitch marker. And then there is a stitch next to you. Pull the yarn a little bit so that you see that stitch. Don't skip it. We're going to do the same thing we just did for the other side here. 4 double crochet into that same stitch. Okay, so from now on, you are going to work one stitch into every stitch until you reach at the end of this round, and I'll meet you back. Make sure you don't skip a stitch. Here we are for the second round. Now, when you reach at the end, there is a stitch. You can see the 2 loops facing you upwards. Don't skip that stitch, because if you do skip that stitch, your work is going to look odd. So make sure you work into that last stitch. Go in with your last double crochet into that stitch. Alright, this is the second round. It looks like this. Chain 1, which does not count as a stitch. Yarn over into that first stitch. Go in with a double crochet. Now work a double crochet into every stitch until you have one stitch next to your stitch marker, and I'll meet you back. Don't skip a stitch. Okay, here we are. So when you reach at this point, this stitch, you're going to work there 2 double crochets. So this time around we're no longer working 4 double crochets, just 2 into the stitch next to your chain 1 space. And then after that, go into that chain 1 space with 1 double crochet, chain 1, 1 double crochet into that same space. Put your stitch marker. If you don't have the stitch marker, you can use different color of yarn to mark that area. And then there is a stitch next to you. Go in with 2 double crochet into that same stitch. So now from now on, this is what we're going to do. The stitch next to your stitch marker is always going to receive 2 double crochets, and then when you reach the chain, the stitch marker, you're going in with 1 double crochet, chain 1 double crochet, and don't forget to put your stitch marker. Work into every stitch until you reach at the end. Make sure don't skip a stitch. Yeah, here we are for the 3rd round. Like I said, when you reach at the end, make sure you don't skip that stitch. Go in and work your last double crochet into that last stitch. You will always end your round, and then when you finish end your round properly, chain 1, turn and work. Your chain 1 does not count as a stitch, it's just the turning chain. So now we are going to repeat round 3. You're going to chain your work into every stitch until you have 1 stitch next to your stitch marker, and then into that stitch before your stitch marker, you're going to put 2 double crochet. See, 2 double crochet into this stitch. So this is going to be the repeat now until you have the measurement of your breast. As you keep on working, you're having more increase. You can mention this back up over your breast and see that you're comfortable with the size you already have, and then you can stop working. So I will keep on working like this until I have the measurement of my breast, and I will stop. So now we are repeating round 3 and 4. Don't forget to put your stitch marker. And then when you reach at the end of each round, don't forget to work into the last stitch. So work through every stitches. When you reach the last stitch, don't skip it. When you put your last stitch there, you will just chain 1 and turn your work, and repeat the same thing. The stitch next to your stitch marker will receive 2 double crochet, and your stitch marker, where your stitch marker is coming from, 1 double crochet, chain 1 double crochet into that same space, and then put your stitch marker. And then next there is a stitch next to that stitch marker. Go in with 2 double crochet into the same stitch, and then you're going to work 1 double crochet into every stitch until you reach at the end. So keep on doing this work throughout your work, and I will meet you back at the end. And you're going to need 2 bra cups. So work your way through, and I'll meet you back at the end to finish our work. So like I say, you're going to need 3 bra cups. Depends also, you're going to make it any size you want, depending on the size you put on. So if you have your 2 bra cups, now we're going to start working for the strap. So I'll walk it through. So I'm going to make my last round. In this last round now, I'm going to work my strap, and I'm just going to do the same thing, chain 1 turn, and then I'm going to work 1 double crochet into every stitch until I reach my stitch marker. This time around, for this last round, I'm not making any increase. I'm just working one double crochet into every stitch. Okay, here I am, and I'm going to remove that stitch marker. Right at that point where our stitch marker is coming from, at the center, go in with one double crochet. So from here now, you're going to chain for your strap. I am going to chain 81. The reason I'm putting one is my turning chain, and don't make it too tight because we will be working on the back bump of our foundation chains. So chain the amount of chains you want, but note the same amount of chains you're chaining for the first bra cup should be the same for the second. So I have 81 for this one, and it's going to be the same thing for the other bra cup. It should be equal. So after you have your chains ready, you're going to flip your work. We'll be working into the back bump of our foundation chains, going in with a slip stitch. So this is how we're going to work the straps. We're doing a slip stitch work into the back bumps only. So work like this until you reach the starting point of our foundation chains, and I will meet you back there to finish this. This is how it's going to look like. So walk through and I'll meet you at the end. So here I am at the end. Into the next stage, I will go in with a double crochet. So I'm going to work one double crochet now from this point here until I reach at the ending point of my bra cup. No increase, like I said, just working one stitch into every stitch, and make sure you don't skip a stitch. Okay, I am at the end, so I can say now the round work of my bra cup is finished. So we're going to work at the bottom, chain 1 into that space. You can see the space into that same stitch. Now we are working 2 single crochets into every stitch, into every double crochet. So one stitch will receive 2 single crochets. So this is what we are going to do for the bottom of a bra cup. So this bra cup, I'm already working on it. The other bra cup, I have not worked any single crochet at the bottom yet, which I will do before we start working on the top. So work on the first bra cup. Put 2 single crochets into every double crochet at the bottom until you reach at the center, and I will show you what to do. Okay, here we are at the center of our work. There is a little space in there. You are going in with just 1 single crochet, and then from now on you're going to put 2 single crochets into every stitch, like what we just did for the other side here, and I'll meet you back at the end. Okay, this is how it looks like after putting 2 double crochets into every stitch. I have a total of 37, which I'm going to put down. So I'm going to have the same thing for the other bra cup. So whatever amount of stitches you have for the first one should be the same for the second one. So for this pattern, for the top, it's a multiple of 11 plus 2. So, for example, you're going to add 11 plus 11 plus 11 plus 11, then at the end you're going to add 2. And if you have a total of 200, for an example, you are going, like for example, I have 37 chains for my first backup, which is going to be for the second one. If I have 200, let me say 200, after adding 11 plus 11 plus 11 plus 2, I'm going to remove 37 for my first backup into that 200, and then into this for the second backup I'm going to remove 37. So the remaining stitches that will remain will be left, that will be the one that I'm going to chain. So go ahead and do that. So like I said, I'm going to add 11 plus 11 plus 11, whatever amount of stitches that I'll have. I'm going to remove 37 for one backup, 37 for one backup. So for example, maybe I'll be left with 50. So I'm just going to chain 50 foundation chains. Now what you're going to do after that, you're just going to remove one stitch from that 50, and then you'll be having a total of 49, because we'll not be having any turning chain. So we will start working into the exact first chain. That is why we are going to remove one stitch. So after you finish chaining, having the amount of stitches you want, we are going to connect our work. As you can see, the V stitches of our work for our backup is facing us together, both backups. So go in with a single crochet into the first double crochet. So I'm going to do the same thing I just did for the first backup. I'm going to put 2 single crochets into every stitch, and I should have a total of 37, because I have 37 for the first one. So I'm going to have 37 for the second. When you reach at the center, just put 1 single crochet. Okay, the connection is already here. So now we are going to build the foundation, like not the first round, just the foundation, to start the first round of our top. So we're going to start working on it now. You're going to chain 1, turn your work into the first stage. You are going in with a single crochet. Put a stitch marker into that single crochet, because we'll be working on it. You're going to chain 2, skip 2 stitches, and you're going to work 2 double crochets into the next 2 stitches. Chain 2. You're going to skip 2 stitches and then work 5 single crochets into the next 5 stitches. Again, you're going to chain 2. You're going to skip 2 stitches and make 2 double crochets into the next 2 stitches. So this is the setting for our first round. So do this until you reach at the foundation chains, and I'll meet you at that point. You're chaining 2, skip 2 stitches, and then walk into the next 2 stitches with the double crochet into each stitch. You're going to chain 2, skip 2 stitches, and then walk into the next 5 stitches with 5 single crochet. So for our foundation chains, we are going to work the same thing we did for the strap, working into the back bump only. It will give us that knit work at the top. We don't need to work on it again later after finish working on the top. So you're going to skip 2 stitches, 1, 2. Into the next row you're going to make double crochet, and now we have reached the point of our foundation chains. You're going to work into the back bump. Go into the back bump with a double crochet. Again, you're going to chain 2, skip 2 stitches, and then into the next 5 stitches you're going in with 5 single crochets. So this is the repeat for our setting. Just go ahead and work everything like this. I'll meet you at the end. Don't forget to chain 2. So go ahead and do this until you reach at the end. We'll meet there. So here we are. We finished working on this setting for our backup. This is the setting. So now we are going to start the first round for this top. You are going to chain 5. Now chain 5 counts as a double crochet and a chain 2 throughout our work. Turn your work into that same stitch. You are going in with a double crochet. So we have 2 double crochets and a chain 2 in between. Chain 1, skip 1 stitch, walk into the next one with a double crochet. Chain 1, skip 1 stitch, walk into the next one. So we are having chain 1 in between our work. So this we have 4 here already, and a chain 2 in between and a chain 1 in between our work. You're going to make 5 double crochet by skipping those 2 double crochets into the next chain 2 space next to your single crochets. This is the first round. So we have 5. You are going to chain 2. Into the stitch next to your 5 double crochet that you just work. You are going to work a double crochet. Chain 1. Skip 1 stitch and walk into the next one. Chain 1. Skip 1 stitch and walk into the next one. And then you're going to chain 1 into that space, go in with a double crochet. So now you're going to yarn over, skip those 2 double crochet, and then into that space go in with 5 double crochet. Okay, you're going to chain 2, just like what we just did there. Into the stitch next to that 5 double crochet, go in with a stitch, a double crochet. Chain 1, skip 1 stitch, walk into the next one, chain 1, skip 1 stitch and walk into the next one, chain 1, walk into that chain 2 space, and then you are going to yarn over. Don't chain whenever you want to make your shell. You don't chain, just keep the 2 double crochets and walk into the next chain 2 space, 5 double crochets into that same space. So this is going to be a repeat for our first round. So whenever you put your 5 double crochets, don't forget to chain 2, because this chain 2 is going to receive 5 double crochets into every round that we are going to make. You're going to chain 1, skip 1 stitch and walk into the next one, chain 1 and then walk into that chain 2 space, and now you're just going to yarn over and then make a shell into the next chain 2 space by skipping those 2 double crochets. Make sure you don't chain, just yarn over and walk 5 double crochets into that chain 2 space. So repeat this until you reach at the end of this round. As you can see, this is how it begins to look like. You can stop at any round if we want. If you want to make it long, you can make it long. If you want to make it short, you can make it short. It's up to you, anyhow you want it. So repeat this until you reach at the end, and then we'll meet you back there to start the second round. Okay, we are at the end of the first round. So now we are going to work our last 5 double crochets. Yarn over, skip those 2 stitches into your chain 2 space, go in with 4 double crochet, and then we are going to finish the round by working 1 double crochet into that single crochet. So now we have a total of 5. So now let's start round 2. Again, you are going to chain 5. It counts as a double crochet and a chain 2 in between, just like how we start round 1. Turn your work into that same stitch, go in with a double crochet, chain 1, skip 1 stitch, walk into the next one, chain 1, skip 1 stitch, walk into the next one, chain 1, skip that chain 1 space and then skip the double crochet, and then into the next chain 1 space you are going to work a double crochet. Alright, so now you're going to yarn over and skip 3 stitches. You're going to work into that chain 2 space, 5 double crochet. Skip 3 stitches and work 5 double crochet next to your shell into that chain 2 space. Chain 2 into that stitch next to your 5 double crochet, go in with 1 double crochet, just like what we did for round 1, and then you're going to chain 1. So make a mistake here. Making a mistake. You're going to chain 1, skip 1 stitch and walk into the next one, chain 1, skip 1 stitch and walk into the next one, chain 1, skip the next space and then the next double crochet into your next chain 1 space, walk a double crochet. So now you're going to yarn over, skip 3 stitches and then into the next chain 2 space, walk 5 double crochet. So now you're going to chain 2, into that stitch next to your 5 double crochets, you're going to walk 1 double crochet. Chain 1, skip 1 stitch, walk into the next one. Chain 1, skip 1 stitch, walk into the next one. Chain 1, skip that space, skip double crochet into the next chain 1, walk double crochet. Yarn over and then skip 3 stitches and then make 5 double crochet into the next chain 2 space. So this is going to be the repeat for round 2. You're going to chain 2, walk into that stitch next to your 5 double crochet, chain 1, skip 1, walk into the next one, chain 1, skip 1, walk into the next one. Your chain 2 is always receiving 5 double crochet, so your shells are close, they are near. So this is what we're going to do for this round until reach. Now I have 3 stitches remain. You're going to yarn over and make 5 double crochet into that chain 2 space in between our double crochet. So this is how we're going to end each round. So from now on, you're going to repeat round 2. After you put your 5 double crochet, you're going to chain 5. We are always chaining 5 when starting each round. It doesn't matter the round you are starting, all the rounds are the same. So now we are now repeating round 2. Into that same stitch, you are going in with a double crochet. So I'll keep on working, I'll keep on repeating round 2 until I have the length I want for my top. You can make it long if you want. You can stop at any point, any round you want to stop, you can stop. So I'll keep on working like this, repeating round 2 until I have the length or the amount of rows I want, and then I'll stop. You cut off the yarn and then weave in the end of your remaining yarn. So repeat round 2 until you have reach your desired weight, and I'll meet you back there. So when you finish working you have what you want, you can cut off the yarn and then weave in the remaining yarn. And then for the lace for the center, I want to say sorry because I forgot to record that part. You will just attach your yarn in both sides, work on the first side, first back up, attach it exactly from the single crochet where we make, work maybe for example 50 single crochets, foundation chain, sorry, and then work into the back pump only like what we did for the strap, and then you're going to repeat it for the other side of your bra cup, or you're just going to chain long chain and then work into the back pump of your foundation chain, and then you're going to attach it for the center of your top to tie it at the center. Or if you want, you're just going to attach the same yarn you used to the exact point where our single crochet work was take place. You're going to do that, and then you're going to work it the way you want. So this is what our top look like. This is my top. This is what I have got. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and if you do, please don't forget to leave a comment, follow me, subscribe to my channel, hit the notification button, so anytime I upload a new video you will be notified. I thank you for being here, and I'll see you back into my next video. This is the final results.